A lot of times when people are thinking about end of life, it's a very private thing. And people's tendency is to maybe even avoid it themselves, let alone talk about it openly. When we work with clients, especially husbands and wives, we're very forthcoming about the need to do the planning ahead of time, have the hard discussions while there's no pressure going on. Nobody really wants to make major decisions when they're under a great amount of stress. That's almost always the case when people don't address what we call end of life issues, whether it's, do I want to be kept alive on a machine or any of those other end of life decisions. Coupled with that is what happens to my stuff when I'm gone. That also can be a very, very high pressure situation for those that are left behind. Between spouses, we strongly recommend that they not only do the planning, but that they have the freedom to have open discussions. We often will convene around those topics just to give them time to talk through and maybe even think for the first time about what they really want to have happen as they transition from this life to the next and how other folks around them are left behind. Um, Spouses for sure, but I think even more so for children. This is an area where historically we've really not wanted to talk about death with our children. We don't want them to know what we have. We don't want them to second guess us now or later. But I think a lot of people have found that having open communication with their children is really key. Certainly, children who have had open communication with parents who've passed on have a much better time of dealing with the grief and also with all of the details that have to be handled within the estate, distribution of items, and so forth.